Go.
Hi, my name is Metje. My friends call me Shelly. If you've made it here, I hope that you call me Shelly and that you are my friend. I just wanted to let you know part of the reason that we've started this channel, kind of give an introduction to it. I'm going to take you back to July 26, 2013. That was the evening that my son came home. He was upset because he had to do a deposit in his bank account, direct deposit, instead of cashing his check the way that he was used to. And it upset him. So he sat there and he talked to me. We were finally at that point, because he was 22, almost 23, that I was the person he would go to when he needed to talk things out. I remember showing him a video of Simple Man by Leonard Skinner so that he could hear the lyrics and understand how I felt about him. And then he said, "Mom, I'm going to go upstairs and eat my taco salad and I'll talk to you later. I love you." I said, "I love you too." And he left. A few hours later, I received what I would call a butt dial, a phone call where you hear him, moving around and etc., but no one ever answers. And I remember sending him a text message that said, "Butt dial much." Unfortunately, that was probably the last thing that Corey ever remembered me saying, because the next time I heard from him is when his younger brother came to our room and told me Corey was upstairs and that he'd been hurt and he thought it might be life-threatening. I ran upstairs to a young man that couldn't even scream anymore because he'd lost too much blood. And I yelled at him to come to me. He did. He fell in my arms and died. My son proceeded to breathe for me then, because I said, "Damn it, you can't do this to me." He breathed. And then on the way to the hospital, he died again. And while he was in the ER, he died again. And then when he got to the ICU, he died again. Each time they revived him, each time he fought to live. It took a lot for him to fight to even get home so that he could get help. So he wanted to live. I wanted him to live. Unfortunately, he had a stroke. After we'd been told, they thought it would be a miracle and that he was going to live through this. I was so sure he was going to live, I'd left to run a real quick errand, and I came back, and at that time, that's when the nurse told me that there had been a change in Corey's brain. I say all that because when I came out, after I'd been told that Corey died, the first thing I did was ask for a victim's advocate. And there was no one there. No one that could help me, no one that could talk to me, no one that could hold my hand or tell me what to do, how to plan a funeral. You don't plan a 22-year-old boy's funeral. That's not supposed to happen. You don't come out to anyone when this is told to you. You're just standing there alone. And for the first time in almost 23 years, Corey was gone. I'd had him longer at that time than I had been without him. So we've gone through this process of creating Corey's Network, an advocacy program for the surviving victims of homicide, because we don't believe that just the body, just the person, my son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, we don't believe that they are the only victims. We believe that there are other people that are here still grieving that are victims of homicide. And they need answers. Not only do they need an advocate, because now we are here and we will stay here. We will help you find counseling. We'll help you understand the investigation. We'll help you navigate the media. And most of all, we We've helped pay for 122 funerals at this point, and we've started 5 trust funds for younger children or siblings, etc. So we're here. So now the next step is helping you find the person who killed your child. It took 3.5 years before they found that answer for me. I told them the night it happened who did it. Unfortunately, 3.5 years later is when they finally arrested him. I didn't know if I could leave my house. I didn't know if he'd be standing in my front yard. I didn't know if he'd walk next to me when I was in Walmart. And the whole time he'd know exactly who I was. But I wouldn't have recognized him. It took until the actual end of the case for me to be able to put a face to it. And now I know I've not seen him before then. But it still wasn't going to calm me. I still don't like to walk outside. And we've put 8 lights, motion sensor lights, on the front of our house. I've never felt this unsafe in my entire life. And I have a black belt. And I still don't feel safe. And I know that there are other parents that walk outside of their home and they've lost a child, or they've lost a brother, or they've lost a mom, whoever it is that has been murdered, and their case is not solved. 40% of Kansas City's homicide rate do not get solved. That's an incredible number of people to not have answers. My whole family, there's like 100 billion people in my family. I'm exaggerating. But there's a lot of people in my family. A lot of friends that I call family. All of them were mourning Corey and not knowing if they were going to walk into this person at Walmart. While my son's murderer was out on the street, he committed more crimes. We know this because he was actually convicted of them. So, why are we doing a YouTube channel for the Unsolved Homicides of Kansas City? Because I know that in my heart, I had a hard time dealing with that kind of pressure of not knowing who killed my son. We want you to be able to get the same answers. We're going to be going into homes if that's where you ask us to go. We'll meet you at the park. We'll meet you at the crime scene. We'll meet you at McDonald's. I don't care where you want to meet. And we can talk. And we can make sure that all of the information that you need the public to know will be out there. Nothing that will give away any kind of information. I haven't given any information that hasn't already been given publicly. But not information that would hurt your case, but instead would be able to help get people to understand you're a person. You know Corey's Network is out there. You've seen our website, corysnetwork.org if you haven't. You can Facebook us at Corey's Network Incorporated. You can now follow this, subscribe, and share it with your friends so that everyone is following, and every time we interview a new person, that person's information will get out there. We want families to be able to share this over and over and over until the person who committed the crime is so uncomfortable that they have to answer for their actions. This isn't about trying to get closure. There is no closure. That's a myth. I hate to tell you this. All we can hope for is justice. And if we're not getting justice, that's what we need to work for. Because change comes only from those that are uncomfortable. And I'm real uncomfortable. Aren't you?